Welcome to the World War II podcast. I'm your host Lana with my co-host Taylor, and today we will be talking about the importance of World War II technologies such as radars, medical advancements, nuclear weapons, and computers. We will also be discussing how these technologies helped the Allies win World War II.
Sir Robert Watson Watt invented radars in May 1935 to help with World War II. Radars could pick up anything within an 80-foot radius. It used radio waves to bounce off of objects to signal that something/someone was approaching.
How did radars help the Allies win World War II?
Radars were used in World War II during the Battle of Britain to pick up German aircraft. This piece of technology allowed Britain a heads-up and led their army being more prepared to fight. Radars helped the British win the Battle of Britain and gave hope that they could defeat the Germans for good.
Thank you for telling me.
Did you know that penicillin was the first antibiotic that doctors used during the war? Before and during World War II, medical treatment was not as important as it is today. Back then, small illnesses could kill you very quickly. While the war was taking place, soldiers were dying left and right, and we need as many people as possible to live. An accident discovery changed death rates in World War II. Alexander Fleming, a doctor, came back from the holidays and noticed mold growing on a petri dish of Staphylococcus bacteria.
Fleming noticed that the mold was preventing the bacteria from spreading and growing. He realized it could kill bacteria and be used as an antibiotic. He named it penicillin. This antibiotic was used to kill bacteria and treat bacterial infections. Penicillin helped nurses and doctors care for soldiers during the war. After the penicillin discovery, the amount of deaths and diseases decreased significantly. The United States alone produced 2.3 million doses of penicillin for Allied troops. This antibiotic was considered life-saving in the war.
Have you ever wondered how the atomic bomb works? Nuclear weapons and atomic bombs work by combining chemical explosives and nuclear fusion. Today, there are few countries with nuclear weapons. These types of weapons aren't used often. As a matter of fact, the last time they were used were in the 1945 Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings. This was because in 1941, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor and officially brought the United States into World War II. After a German scientist, Leo Switzerland, excuse the mispronunciation, realized that nuclear chain reactions could be used to create an atomic weapon. It was a race to build and use the nuclear weapons. At this point, countries realized that atomic weapons could easily win this war. The United States desperately needed to create the atomic weapons before the Nazis, so the Manhattan Project was created. The Manhattan Project was a top-secret plan to create the atomic bomb. It was ultimately a success, and in the end, Germany surrendered and the United States bombed Japan during the Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombings. Japan was weakened and the Soviet Union invaded, which made them surrender in 1945.
During World War II, computers were used for many things such as mathematical calculations, airspeed calculations, and firing tables, sets of pre-calculated data that are used by artillery crews, which are beneficial in determining the correct settings for aiming and firing large-range weapons, and more. Throughout the years of World War II, the U.S. built its own large computer. The Harvard Mark I was an electromechanical computer built in 1937 by IBM International Business Machines, a U.S. computer manufacturer. It was electricity-powered with relays to turn wheels on rotors. John von Neumann ran the first program on the Mark while he was comparing the efficiency of implosion and gun mechanisms to trigger the first atomic bombs. Eventually, more models of the Mark I, up to the Mark IV, emerged as it became modified. The Mark III, developed in 1940 by Howard I. Keene, included electronic components. It is also known as the ADEC, I. Keene-Dahlgren electronic calculator. Another computer created was the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, also known as the ENIC. It was a $400,000 computer created by the United States of performing thousands of calculations in a second. Troops used the ENIAC to predict the weather, calculate atomic energy, compute the values of artillery range weapons, and more.